Okay, so when we're talking about medication orders, remember these are for prescriptions in an inpatient setting. So keep in mind that in an inpatient setting, the patient themselves is never going to see the labels on their medications because they're not going to be the ones giving themselves the medication. Usually it's going to be a nurse or a med aid, something of that nature. So med orders are going to be interpreted for medical professionals. So there's no need really for us to include those verbs such as take because it's not going to actually be the professional that is taking the medication. But regardless, the medication order is going to contain the same parts as a prescription does. So same concepts here, the written date, patient information, medication information, how to take the medication, and then also med orders still require that signature from the physician as well. So when we are interpreting med orders, all we have to do is just restate the order without the use of any abbreviations. So we also usually include the name of the drug, the strength, and the quantity, as well as the directions that we're working with. So we're going to take a look at some examples here. So on page 136, there's a good example of what a medication order looks like. Usually this order is going to have multiple medications being ordered at one time with the physician's signature there at the bottom. And then here, right below that, we have an example, if I can bring it down here, of a med administration record. So you can see the record of what medication we have here, who it was given by, and then also at what time and at what date. So that's another way to record basically a log of how a medication is being given. So if you would like to turn in your book and follow along with these examples here, I am on page 125. So looking at the pre-test here, we're going to go over these few examples here. So number 17, we have meperidine 50 milligrams and promethazine 25 milligrams IM, so intramuscular, every 4 to 6 hours as needed for pain. So when we're interpreting med orders, all we have to do is just restate the order without the use of abbreviations. So we would want to still include the drug names and strength. So meperidine, 50 milligrams, and promethazine, 25 milligrams. Make sure you guys can see that there. Intramuscular, so it's intramuscularly, every 4 to 6 hours as needed for pain. So pretty simple, just interpret those without abbreviations. So like this one, metoprolol 50 milligrams by mouth twice a day or 2 times a day. And then here we have temazepam 7.5 milligrams. Here we have 1 to 2 by mouth at bedtime as needed for sleep. So temazepam, 1 to 2 by mouth at bedtime. as needed for sleep. So that is what you will do for practice problems B. So just interpret all of these as med orders. No need to include the verbs in there because these are only going to be seen by medical professionals.